Hello, my name is Stacey Couch of Wild Gratitude. I am a certified shamanic practitioner and I perform shamanic healings for people both in person and long distance. My website is wildgratitude.com. Thank you for joining me again as I continue on in our conversation about soul retrieval. This video is going to be dedicated to the conversation of how do I know I need a soul retrieval, the question of that, and the question of how often do I need a soul retrieval. I want to start first by talking about the idea of prescription. I think we don't single that word out often enough in our healing practice, and it's important to every once in a while check in with ourselves and understand what our motivation is for needing a prescription. We all have this deep inner need for a prescription. I know anyone in the healing arts knows this because we get asked for a prescription all of the time. And no judgment here, it's just that it's worth recognizing that it is an important piece of who we are and what we need. So please spend some time thinking about why you need that prescription. Is it because you are afraid of the unknown? Is it because you're excited about what's to come and you want to get started? Is it because you really want a guarantee of the outcome? Or is it because you want to maybe start brainstorming some ideas of what the outcome might be? I really have no judgment against or for any of these options. I just want you to spend some time thinking about, wow, why do I need a prescription? And why is that important to me? Because the next piece, I always talk about personal empowerment and how important it is for me that you become empowered in your spiritual practice and also your healing practice, is I really want you to start engaging with your prescriptions. I'm inviting you in our relationship to join in on a 50-50 partnership. I'm not just going to set you out in the ocean without oars and say, well, you figure it out and let me know what you want to do. I really am here to help guide you through the process, give you some ideas, tell you what other people do, what I witness that works for other people, and then allow you the time and the space you need to make that decision for yourself. That is the important piece. And it has been an important piece of learning in my process as I've worked with my own healing practitioners and my own Western medical doctors in trying to figure out what is my relationship to prescriptions and how can I be empowered and how can I engage as a partner in the process. And so I bring that experience over into the work I do for you, and I hope that you find it of service in what I'm offering here today. I want to talk about some misunderstandings that I have sensed, perceived, and also had within myself at times about why you might need to come to me for a soul retrieval or shamanic healing. And I think that a lot of people think there's a little bit of stigma around it. I think that people are worried, I don't either want to appear destitute or downtrodden or have someone think that I'm broken or that something in me is missing. I don't want to appear that way. That might be part of the stigma. Or I have to appear that way and I don't feel that way, so I don't need any healing. If any of that rings true for you, great. If not, this will carry on here in a few moments, but I did want to bring that in because I think that some people decide they don't need a soul retrieval because they're feeling good. They're feeling like everything is on track in their life and all is well. But actually, soul retrieval and shamanic healing is actually opening up and actually helps us move forward in our process of transformation. So rather than being like a psychotherapy session where you're on a fact-finding mission, you're problem solving, you're looking for an ultimate answer, ultimate solution to your situation, in shamanic work, we're actually opening up. We're actually looking for questions. And because it's the questions that lead us down the rabbit hole and down the path and into a larger, more authentic way of being. So hopefully that helps you there if you have that stigma or maybe that thought lurking in the back of your head, hopefully that helps clear some of that up. Yeah. I have people come to me along the whole spectrum. I do have people come to me who are destitute, downtrodden, at the worst place they've ever been in their life. And I also have people come to me who are at the best place they've ever been in their life. And they are this absolutely brand new person, absolutely empowered, and they want help catapulting forward in that process. So welcome all. There is no stereotype for what a person in need of a shamanic healing looks like. Okay. Ways to know that you are in need of a soul retrieval. I'm going to just give a bunch of examples. In previous video, we talked about that soul loss occurs due to trauma at different levels, at the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. And then there's a number of trauma, which within each of those levels, that causes soul loss. And thinking about that, if you look at, well, what would the need of soul retrieval, where would that come from? You can understand that there's also going to be many, countless reasons, more than I could talk about today, about why you might need a soul retrieval. But I'm going to give you some examples from all sides of the spectrum, from the place of being wounded, suffering in a really extreme way, all the way to the place of being empowered and in this awesome process of transformation. So there is a whole spectrum. I'll give you a few examples from both sides and somewhere in the middle as well. If your life is really speeding up, but in a good way, if you feel like all of these fortunate events are happening to you, that you decided you wanted to have a new job and here came the job. You wanted to meet a new group of friends that you could share your spiritual or mystical experiences with. And all of a sudden you meet someone at the cafe, and then she introduces you to her friends, and all of a sudden here you are as part of this group. Those kind of synchronicities tying together, things flooding in, guidance flooding in, dreams, having a lot of shamanic journeys or visions that are coming in quickly and that are all related. So synchronicities happening, events related in meaning, but not by cause and effect. So you may have this whole thread of rich meaning going throughout your life, but you have no way to explain it via cause and effect. This is a great time for a soul retrieval for a couple of reasons. You might not think it is, like, wow, everything's already coming to me. Why do I need to go seek out more? But the thing is that oftentimes a lot of this guidance and this energy coming in for us is actually coming from our soul parts that are in the other worlds. And they're sending messages to us and sending things to us. But it might be hard to decode what's happening or access it or collaborate with it, actually, because it's having to come across the veil from the other worlds. With the soul retrieval, those soul parts, when I go to find them, they are right there because you've already been working with them, but there's still this distance between you. And for the soul retrieval, I can bring that soul part back into your conscious working, and no longer do they have to come through all of these obscure messages or obscure dreams or visions. They can just speak directly through you. You can embody those gifts. So the gift of being able to coach or counsel others, the gift of being of service to other people in a flowing way and not have it be a drain for you. All of those great gifts that you feel like you're just on the cusp of, those can be brought all the way through and help create a quantum leap in your healing process. So great reason to have a soul retrieval at this time. Another way that your life may be speeding up is a little less maybe exciting or fun, is if you're just really busy. If you feel like you can't find enough hours in the day to get everything done, and you feel like you may be either starting to run on empty or the gas light's already gone on, you only have about 40 miles left in the tank. You just can't seem to say no to people. You can't seem to figure out what is important or what's a priority, but you feel, because most of us have already had the experience in our life of overdoing it and coming in for a crash landing. And so we know what it looks like as it's coming, and we sense that it's coming ahead of time. So if you're in a place where you feel that that is happening, now is a great time for a soul retrieval. Taking that hour and a half, 2 hours to meet with me and go through the process and have those soul parts come back for you is going to create a cascade in your life where you'll find that you're able to set 15 minutes aside one day, 30 minutes another. You're able to put yourself as a priority this place and let go of this thing here. Soul parts can come back that'll help give you the courage to let go of what's no longer needed in your life. That might be relationships, that might be jobs or tasks. And because honestly, we're holding on to those because we're afraid to let go of the security that those things seem to offer us. The soul parts break that illusion that we need those things and give us the courage and the confidence to know that we'll be safe moving forward. Soul parts can also come forward to bring us more esteem, to help us prioritize and put ourselves first when we need to, and also let go of things that aren't feeding us or nurturing us. Another way that you may know it's time for a soul retrieval is if you're feeling blocked. I'm not going to talk too much about this piece because a lot of coaches and a lot of other healing arts practitioners talk about this piece and how spiritual healing or energetic healing can really help. And shamanic healing, soul retrieval healing is absolutely among those things that can help. The thing that sets soul retrieval apart from others in clearing blocks and helping you move through something is that the soul parts can actually come back and help us and help you prioritize all of those things I was talking about before. So prioritize self-esteem, become more empowered. And we actually, and also bring the gifts forward that we need. So we may be standing at this block and not able to move forward because we don't have access to the gifted part of ourselves, or the skill or the talent that we need to just move that block out of the way ourselves. So the soul retrieval is really an empowering process that helps you remove the block, and you don't have to know so many practices. You have to mentally learn how to step through and walk through a process. With the soul retrieval, it can happen spontaneously, or it can move in and happen on an intuitive level where once something was really hard, all of a sudden you find it's just simply easy and you don't know why and you don't need an explanation. So that is also a really great gift of soul retrieval, is that it doesn't have to all happen through the mind. And a lot of times the block is there because of our mind, or because we've been trying to move it with our mind and we're so stuck on that we can't see the bigger picture. And so bringing in our spiritual selves and bringing more of our soul on board gives us the power to then just move through, or the block might just dissolve right in front of you. Okay. Another piece, another way we may know that a soul retrieval is in order is if life has gotten really quiet. Your outer life may have gotten really quiet, but your inner life may also have gotten quiet too. Things on the outside may be just going as normal, but inside, the dreams have stopped, the synchronicities have stopped, the guidance has stopped. You feel like you may have been abandoned by the spirits or by God. And in the worst case scenario, this looks like a spiritual depression or a dark night of the soul. The way that a soul retrieval can help you during this time is soul parts can come back to help you with faith, and have faith that even though you can't sense with your 5 senses that the spirits are there looking after you, you can still know in the core of your being. They can also help with acceptance, so that you have acceptance for this quiet and slow time in your life, and you can learn to appreciate the gifts here. There is gifts. Rich gifts in the silence. But if we fight the silence, or if we're impatient with it, we miss those gifts. So soul parts can help us come back with acceptance, patience, and really help us. Because oftentimes the silence comes and we have no control over it. Sometimes we call it in, but most times it comes in without our beckoning, and we have no idea how long it's going to be. So it's really great to have a soul retrieval and have the soul parts come in to help us just be with what is for the time being, and not know what the future holds, and be okay with that. Another piece that I hear oftentimes is people feel like something's missing. We all have soul parts missing. I'm just going to break the myth that anybody is going to have all their soul parts back in this lifetime. I really feel that once we get all our soul parts back is when we're crossing over to the other side. There are a few beings that have been incarnate, Buddha and Jesus among those, who I believe did have all of their soul parts, all of their soul essence on deck in this lifetime. But to expect that of ourselves, I think may be a little much. And really all we're looking to do is get the soul parts back on board that we need right now at this time. That's the empowering piece to know, is you don't have to try and get all your soul parts back. You're just trying to get back what you need to help you with what you're going through at this time, or where you're going towards at this time. So if you're feeling like something is missing, don't feel like, oh man, something's really wrong with me because I feel like something's missing. And all those other people, are they feeling something's missing? They may not be feeling something's missing, but something still is. And that's okay. But if you're really feeling that strongly right now, that may be the soul parts that want to come back right now, or the soul parts that you've been missing your whole life and you're ready to have back right now. So if you're feeling something's missing, a soul retrieval is absolutely in order, and you're feeling that because the soul parts are lost, and you're calling. You have an inner calling that is drawing them or attracting them back. Okay, and then the last one I've hinted at a little bit, but if you are really just reveling in the gift of your life, you're feeling an immense, overwhelming, beautiful sense of gratitude for what is happening to you, and you want to be able to take advantage of that and move that out into the world, and you'd like some help. Soul parts can come back and help you with this, and also can come back and help you appreciate even more of what is going on, embody more of what is being asked of you, and just be more in the world. So yeah, the time that you and I have together to talk, you can have a great opportunity of getting to share and revel in and offer gratitude for what is happening in your life. And then the soul parts can come back to help you embody that and move that out and have it be a ripple effect and move out and help other people in the world and make change in the world. So hopefully all of that helps. I have a lot more to say than that. This is, I think, the third take, staying under 20 minutes this time. And maybe some more of it I'll talk about in another video. I did also promise to touch on how often you might need a soul retrieval. So I'm just going to tell you what I've witnessed has worked for other people. I've noticed that once a month works great for most people. And doing a soul retrieval once on a monthly basis works really well. Sometimes there is just so much that is coming through. Maybe you're in one of those speeding up rich times in your life, or one of those being showered with blessings times in your life, and meeting monthly isn't quite enough. You need more support than that. That's when I offer the option of the spiritual direction. So we can do a soul retrieval, 2 weeks later meet for an hour and talk through what's going on, help integrate everything that's coming through, do some more processing, because maybe so much is coming through you don't want to invite more through. You'd like to spend some time processing. So we can get together and do that after 2 weeks after soul retrieval. And then after we've spent that time doing the integration on the spiritual direction session, then we can schedule 2 weeks later to do another soul retrieval. There's any variation on this schedule that you can put together, that we can put together as a team, and I'm here to talk through that with you. So that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about for today. I have so much more for you, but that'll be in another video. And I look forward to speaking with you next time. I also want to encourage you to please put comments below the videos. I am getting emails and phone calls from you about how much you appreciate the videos, and thank you so much for that. Please, though, engage with the process. I think I said in the earlier video, I don't just want this to be me standing out talking to you in the woods. I'd love for this to be an ongoing conversation. So below the video, please post comments, questions, and I'll either reply directly back to you in the comments section, or I may create a whole video based on what you bring up. So also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up right below the video so that it gets more views from other people. All right, thanks so much for your support, everybody, and it's really helped me get up in the morning, and thank you to the airplanes, get up in the morning and have enthusiasm to stand out here in the woods and talk to the camera and engage with you on a weekly basis. So thank you so much. It's really great to be a part of this, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Have a great day.